Around 2 years ago today, I locked myself in my mother's basement, decided not to go to college, did 80-hour work weeks, and I didn't miss a single day. And now we're doing around 30K per month in net profit. I have a fully done for you growth partner agency. So I help businesses with their sales, their marketing, their ops, everything on the back end. I've scaled multiple businesses completely from 0 to 6 and 7 figures. And now I live in a high rise. This shit's insane. But yeah, today I'm gonna give you a quick high rise tour, and then I'm just gonna break down, I guess, how my life has changed moving into this crib. I'll give like a brief overview of my journey, how I got here, and how you can hopefully move into a fire high rise like this soon. All right, boom, here's the front door. Walk in, little I don't even know what this is called, like a fucking mudroom or some shit. But yeah, just like shoes, jackets, little tennis racket back there. But yeah, this is like the front view of the crib. As you can see, lots of natural lighting, little kitchen area, nice fridge, protein shake, stove, oven, thawing some ground beef for the regiment, nice sink, electrolytes, tea, dark chocolate, you know the vibes. This is like the little fucking kitchen island. This is the desk. There's also like a really nice co-working space on the top floor. Little desk chair, the living room, super vibey, little couch. Got some of my mom's art on the bookshelf, got some knowledge down here. Got a nice little aesthetic suitcase. Come outside, we're on the 38th floor. A lot of people actually moved to Miami in the space I'm in. I visited Miami and wasn't a fan. I decided to move to Austin, Texas. So this is where I am. Downtown is like over that way. You can't really see it from here, but this is called Lady Bird Lake. There are running trails along here. I love the nature mixed in, like the people there are super friendly. Go back inside. Okay, boom, come into the bathroom. Vibey little orange light, nice shower, nice mirrors. Boom, these are pretty sick. And then the bedroom, just sleeping on the floor still. I actually kind of like sleeping on the floor. Like I have a bed frame, but I haven't set it up yet. Nothing too crazy in here. This is just for two things, sleep and boom, walk-in closet. Have all the clothes, some shoes, just like pillows and blankets for guests. Little bed frame in here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I literally moved in 2 weeks ago, so it's not like fully set up yet. But these are the vibes. So this journey of moving out started probably June 2024. That's when I had my first 15K profit month. And since then, I was just trying to figure out where I wanted to move. I'd been to New York, Denver, Tennessee, Miami, a lot of major cities, LA. I've been to a lot of major cities in the US, and nowhere really felt right to me. I didn't know where I wanted to move. I didn't want to move outside the US. Also with time zones, it's tough running sales teams, clipping teams, etc., managing creators. Most creators I work with, they're in US time zones. So living in like Bali was kind of out of the question. And I finally visited Austin in February, so like 2 months ago, and I really liked it. It had kind of everything I was looking for. I like working with real people, down to earth. They like a holistic life, not just strictly chasing money. And I know some real people in Miami. Like Miami's a cool spot, and it's definitely a great place to be if you want to make money online. But just some of the things didn't fit right with me, just like the lifestyle wasn't exactly what I was looking for. But Austin, the people are just so friendly. The people are older too. That's another thing. Miami has a lot of people. They make their first like 10K online. They go down to Miami, get a high rise. In Austin, they're a lot more older and mature creators. There are a lot of mature tech entrepreneurs. And in this building alone, I've met people doing Amazon Web Service sales. I've met people who have software development companies. I've met golf performance coaches. I've met medical device company owners. So there are a lot of high level people in this building, which is like another one of the pros of moving into a nicer, environment where there are more high level people around you. And even though I haven't gotten any like immediate ROI from like networking that I've done, it's still cool just being in this environment. It's very motivating, and you can really feel the I'm not trying to be like a fucking manifestation motherfucker, but you can just feel the vibration here. Being here versus your parents' house, there's going to be a huge difference in how you go about your day, the type of work you get done, not having to do chores for your parents, being able to actually like work 14-hour, 16-hour days. Like certain days where I literally just like don't touch grass. I'll like barely eat anything just because there's like a sprint I need to do, and I don't have to worry about like my mother coming in. And of course she's been great. She's supported me a ton, honestly more than I could have asked. But having that freedom at this age is amazing. I highly recommend you spread your wings. I'm honestly happy with when I moved out because of the environment I was in. Like I had a decent environment at my hometown, but for most people, I would definitely recommend moving out ASAP. The amount of growth I've experienced in just 2 weeks has been insane. The people I've met, plus just coming to a new environment. Where I'm from, it's cloudy, gets down to fucking negative degrees in the winter. And just being where I'm from, it enforces the old identity of myself, or it did enforce that. I noticed when I'd go to the gym, when I'd meet people, I felt myself reverting back into my old self. Not necessarily bad habits, but just weird social interactions. And since I've come here, when I have friends visit me here, like I just had a friend out, I dropped him back off at the airport yesterday, but he's like, holy shit, you're so extroverted. Like I talk to everyone in the elevator, I meet everyone here. And from childhood, I would have always said that I was an introvert, I was socially awkward, whatever. And me just being more extroverted, more outgoing, charismatic, meeting new people, it's something I've been working on. And moving into a brand new environment, it's made it way easier for me to do that. The people in this city are so friendly, they're active, they're healthy. So I'm very, very happy with my decision to move here. I'm glad I moved here rather than Miami, even though I know like one person here in the space that I'm in. Other than that, I'm literally just meeting people on the street and in my building and through social media. But I think this is really important, is like you need to know yourself and I guess go your path. I think in this internet money space and this like information product space, it's very easy to listen to other people's opinions and take them for gospel, when it's always valid to listen to the people who are quote unquote ahead of you, but always apply your own decision-making lens to what they have to say. Because just because someone you really look up to moved to Miami doesn't mean you have to move to Miami. And it doesn't mean it's going to be the right place for you. Just because someone says like SMMA is the easiest way to make $1 million online doesn't mean that's the easiest way to make $1 million online. One of my friends, he's been in this kind of like marketing agency type space that I'm in. And I looked at him, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like his whole job was basically just like making other creators rich. And of course, like he made great money doing it. But he was a natural creator himself. And I was like, yo, stop making other creators rich and build your own thing, build your own brand. Like it just made so much more sense for him. And although he hasn't like popped off and made a bunch of money with his personal brand yet, he is significantly more fulfilled. He's more dialed in, he's making more progress. And I know this year he's gonna blow up and make a bunch of money. It's really important to know who you are, know what you want, and just kind of like sit in silence, sit in your own thoughts. Right now, on average, humans consume 80 hours of information per week, which is ridiculous. Our brains were not wired to consume that much information, which is why your brain's always going. Like you'll be going to bed and you'll have like random words pop in your head and you're like, I know what you know what I'm talking about, where your brain is just stimmed out going to bed and you're like, where are these words or thoughts coming from? Every time you're in the backseat of a car taking an Uber, you're scrolling on your phone. Any dead space, you're scrolling on your phone. It's just like information overload, and it's so hard to find yourself and find what you really want. So you need to take that time, at least for me, it was very helpful to take that time away from the information, away from the opinions of others, and trust myself and what I needed. And it honestly didn't make sense. Like I moved to a city where I barely knew anybody. Not as many people were in the space I'm in, but it just felt right to my gut. And so far, it's clearly been the right decision. I'm very glad I did it. Now I'll just break down the main improvements in my life from moving into a high rise versus any other place. Like a lot of people, my friends, my family, they're like, yo, why are you moving into a high rise? It's like probably 10% of my income is going to rent, which is not crazy. Like the recommended amount is like 30%, but I'm still like spending a decent amount on rent for my age. So yeah, I guess I'll tell you what the biggest improvements in my life have been from moving into a high rise, how it's changed my life. So the number one thing I would say is just living alone. When you live alone, like I said, you're able to hear your own thoughts better and get to know yourself better. And you don't have to take care of anybody else. You don't have to do chores for anybody else. You don't have to get groceries for anybody else. I've loved having time to myself where I can just wake up and work all day and not do anything else. Of course, like I like having balance, but there are some days where I need a sprint. Like I have 2 creators who I'm launching. I guaranteed them each that I'd make them a 7-figure run rate in the first 30 days of launch. Both of them are at like low 6 figures right now, or mid to low 6 figures. So I have to more than double what they're doing currently in 30 days. So I've got a lot on my plate, and sometimes I need to just sit at this desk for 14-hour days. And it's hard to kind of do that when you have other people coming in and out of your environment, disrupting your flow, criticizing you for working so much, or not criticizing, but insulting you for working so much. And it's really nice to have that space to yourself and be able to do what you want to do. Now, the second thing, I also kind of touched on this, but is just getting out of my hometown environment and getting into a completely foreign environment where I'm able to, one, just experience more of what the world has to offer. But 2, I guess just kind of leave my old identity in the past. I've let go of a lot of friendships from my past, which was hard, like really hard. But it's been one of the best things I've ever done. And it may seem cutthroat. These are like some of my best friends from high school. I just stopped returning their texts. It was hard. And sometimes I feel a little bit bad about how I handled it, but I needed to do that. And then moving out here has just been like my next step to reinventing myself. And it's one of the best feelings in the world, just reinventing yourself. When nobody knows who you were in the past, it's so easy to become who you want to be and to take on and embody those character traits of the person you want to become. So yeah, those are 2, is just like quiet, focused work environment, leaving your old identity behind you and experiencing more of what the world has to offer in a foreign location. Number 3 is just the networking aspect of things. Being in a very nice building, you're gonna meet other people. Like I said, I met people in sales, in software, tech, coaching, just lots of tech here in Austin, which is cool. If you're in like e-commerce, internet marketing, information products, digital products, I think Miami is a great place to be for that. Again, like I said, it just wasn't right for me. So yeah, networking. Another great thing is content. As you can see, I'm leveraging that with just like the social proof of like, hey, I live in a nice spot. It makes people trust you more. And that's just like how the world works, is like people are more likely going to take business advice from Elon Musk than they are from a 14-year-old who hasn't made any money online, or just like any money at all. So me just showing like, even if I say like, hey, I make 30K per month and I'm in my mom's living room making a YouTube video, my claim is going to be taken more when I have this background. So that's the other pro. And finally is just my own personal comfort. I worked for 2 years straight, 80-hour weeks, and I didn't spend a dime on myself. Literally nothing. The one thing was like business trips with the sales team, stuff like that, which is like kind of personal, but it was still a business expense. Other than that, I didn't buy myself clothes, I didn't buy myself shoes, I didn't buy myself jewelry, I didn't spend anything on rent. I ordered like carry out occasionally and groceries, like that's it. Now I live with my parents, so no rent. So this is like my first time spending on myself, and this is what I value because I work from home pretty much most of the day, or pretty much most days, all day I work from home. and I really value having a nice environment to work in. So for me, at least this point in time, a really nice apartment is significantly more meaningful than a fast car. Now, not saying in the future I'm not gonna want a fast car. If I had infinite money, I'd be driving a cool ass car right now. But at least in this point in time, this is what I personally value, is a nice environment for me to work from, for me to wind down in. Like I think a lot of people will like criticize others and be like, oh, you're so materialistic, flexing your lifestyle, whatever. But I would have bought this apartment for myself, even if it didn't have like business benefits, just because this is what I value. Like, I'm not just doing this for the content. And anyone who says like, oh, you're materialistic, like, yeah, bro, everyone's materialistic. If you don't eat food, you die. You're materialistic, right? You're a material being. Like, you need material things to exist on this planet, right? And I think there's a continuum, of course. Like, you can get to the extent where you'll sacrifice other meaningful things for material goods, which maybe might not help your subjective well-being as much. But for me, my subjective well-being has gone up significantly by having a nicer environment to live, work, and sleep in. And then, okay, this is just like a final little caveat. Maybe I'm just like a fucking high testosterone little 19-year-old kid, but it feels really, I went on like my first date in 2 years because, like I said, I just locked myself in my basement for 2 years. And then I come out here and I'm like, fuck it, I have this cool spot. I just want to like fucking rip some hinge and just go on a date. And that shit felt really good. Just like having money, taking a girl out to a nice dinner, taking her back to a nice place, it feels really good. I hosted my friend over here this weekend, a couple days ago. It felt really good to have a nice place and to provide, to have power and freedom and the ability to take care of the people around you and host people. It's something that has felt really good to me. And just the freedom to have my own space, do what I want to do with my own space. It's been amazing. So yeah, I guess those are the main things. Just to recap, is just having my own peace and quiet to do whatever I want to do all day long, having the network of the people in this building, the content I can leverage from it, leaving my hometown, getting into a new environment, my own personal comfort that I get from it, and then also just like hosting people over here feels really good. So I guess those are like the 6 things that have been amazing about moving into this new spot. And just like, I guess a little recap of how I even got here is I started with a Facebook ads agency for e-commerce brands, literally had no idea what I was doing, like completely failed at that. After that, I got into like the information product space. So I helped content creators with any type of expertise sell their education online. So I helped some fitness creators sell communities, coaching programs, courses. After fitness, I worked with a clothing brand creator. That's where I made my first 6 figures online. Of that, I took home around 50% of that. So around 50K profit. And with that, I wrote the copy, built the funnel, did the DM setting, took the sales calls, did the triage calls, onboarded people, helped the creator build the program, built back-end automation, set up all the software. So I was learning all these skill sets with that. And then from there, I've just kind of like laddered up to higher and higher level creators and clients. And that's kind of like one thing you'll realize is like the level of clients that you work with match your competency as a business owner, entrepreneur, human. Notice how I said human at the end. People want to work with people, not bots. Don't be a bot. So there's that 6-figure launch with this clothing brand creator. In September, I launched with another creator. We did 50K cash in 5 days. Of that, I took home 25%. Ended up being a creator that didn't respect me or the team, referred to me and the team as employees. Totally could have done 6 figures that month, but I just dropped that creator because I didn't tolerate that shit. Never fucking refer to me as an employee when I 11x your monthly income in 5 days. Anyways, after that, I launched with another creator. They're at around 80K per month. I scaled them to 250K per month in 41 days, took home 15% of that, and then just still locked in with them, continuing to scale up from there. Just started working with 2 other creators. One of them is an e-commerce creator who's sold $39 million online, exited his brand for 7 figures. So I'm helping him scale his e-commerce coaching product. And then another creator who's at around 50K with a low ticket community, 50K per month. And I guaranteed I would make him 150K in the first 30 days. So yeah, lots of food on the plate, been building out a lot of teams and departments. I just brought on a full-time sales director who's gonna build out, hire, fire, manage, build ops for all the sales teams that we're building in the portfolio. He's coming out in person with me to Austin, which I'm really excited with. He's also just like a dear friend of mine. And then another thing that I've been going hard on is just organic content for the creators I work with. A lot of people in the info product space, they go hard on paid ads, which ads are great, they're consistent, but one thing is they shrink margins and they don't build as strong of a brand. It's normally more like direct response type. And my goal is to help these creators build more of a longer term brand and focus more on the long term rather than just like a quick cash grab with direct response marketing. So I've been going hard on clipping. That's had a ridiculous ROI for some of the creators I've worked with. One of them, we 2x their MRR in 30 days, bringing it from 50K to 100K MRR, and about 2K in clipper spend. We paid our clippers out 2K. They generated a few million views, got 15K followers on the creator's main, and like around 10K followers across all the clipping accounts. So clipping is ridiculously powerful right now. It's like Call of Duty or like any video game where like there's a glitch or a cheat that people leverage and like the devs haven't patched it yet. That's kind of what clipping is right now. It's super ridiculously powerful. But yeah, my plan to really scale further is just double down on branding for the creators I work with, clipping, really dialing in sales ops, and focusing on quality rather than quantity. Right now I'm working with 3. I'm not gonna work with any more than 3 because I know I can make 100K per month profit with these 3 creators, scale the portfolio up to $1 million a month plus with these 3 creators. So that's what I'm gonna do. I also get a lot of DMs of people being like, yo, can you coach me? Probably 5 to 10 in the past few days of people asking for coaching for me. I don't offer coaching. I'm not taking on any other creators at this moment because I'm a big proponent of focus. That being said, I'm still gonna give as much as I can to you guys. So if you have a question or you want a video from me, comment below and I will see if I can push something out. And also like right now, my priority is just getting results for the creators I'm partnered with. So I'm not like a content demon, but if it's something that I think will help a lot of people and it's a great idea, I'll see if I can make it work and push something out for you. But anyways, I appreciate you watching to the end of this video. I hope you get to where you want to be ASAP. Lock the fuck in. You can make this shit happen. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.